Hello and welcome to Agriculture Current Affairs video series. This is part 2 and in the last video we have covered up to PKVY scheme. The next one is opium operated for private players. As you know, opium is a potential drug which is only permitted for the medical utility. This will open private company authorized for decentralized poppy straw production in India. In an unprecedented move, central government has granted permission to a private enterprise to produce concentrated poppy straw, a crucial component used to extract alkaloids that serve as the active pharmaceutical ingredient or API in pain relieving medications like morphines and cough syrups. This initiative seeks to counterbalance the diminishing poppy cultivation landscape in India. Formerly, the government exclusively authorized the production of opium gum and concentrate of poppy straw. Regulatory framework for this. Currently, the cultivation and processing of poppy and opium are governed by the stipulations outlined by Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances, that is NDPS Act and rules. To prevent illicit cultivation, the cultivation of opium is exclusively permitted in designated areas as determined by the central government across 22 districts of the states of Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. Annually, government introduces licensing framework for opium cultivation. The entire opium yield is procured by the government and subsequently processed within its own facilities situated in Gazipur, that is in Uttar Pradesh, and Nimach in Madhya Pradesh. Approximately 12 countries, India included, have established legal provisions for opium cultivation aimed at medical utilization. Next is purse seine fishing. This is a kind of fishing which covers the bottom line of water body. This is most dangerous to the aquatic ecosystem because it even targets the unwanted fish, that means which are not consumable, and majorly it harms dolphin and another other small fishes. The debate over purse fishing bans in the coastal state, and that is central government's descent. Some coastal states like Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Kerala have enforced restrictions on this. This move is criticized by central government, which deems the action as unwarranted. Advantages: widely acknowledged as a productive or efficient fishing technique when conducted in open waters. Means not in big seas, like it even harms the other small countries. Minimal seabed interaction and potential for reduced bycatch. Used for capturing fish congregating near fish aggregating devices. Insights from the expert panel suggest that, based on available evidences, this fishing method has yet to cause substantial resource depletion. That means the small and the baby fishes can be or may be harmed by this kind of fishing activity. Regenerative agriculture. Here, the major target is to understand the context of farm operations, then minimizing soil disturbance, maximizing crop diversity, keeping soil covered all the time, then maintaining living room root year around, then integrating the livestock. These are the 6 core principles of regenerative agriculture. Ecological farming encompasses a set of farming principles and methodologies dedicated to revitalizing and enriching the entire farm ecosystem. Central to this approach is a strong focus on soil health, complemented by meticulous attention to water management, judicious fertilizer utilization, and more. This farming technique revolves around a holistic perspective of agriculture ecosystem, prioritizing the comprehensive enhancement of its resources instead of their degradation or depletion. Benefits are enhancing soil health, water use efficiency. Some of the country's effort for promoting regenerative agriculture are National Project on Organic Farming, then Systematic Rice Intensification or SRI method, and Subhash Palekar's Natural Farming, that was formerly Zero Budget Natural Farming. The crucial role of soils is climate regulation and landscape resilience. Next is lumpy skin disease. Here, one vaccine is developed against this. This is a potential viral infection. The characteristics of the disease are fever, swollen, superficial lumpy nodes, and multiple nodules on the skin and mucous membranes, including respiratory and gastrointestinal tracts. Infected cattle may experience edematous limb swellings and lameness. Economic and health implications are infected animals often endure lasting skin damage, diminishing the commercial value of their hides. This leads to reduced milk production, impaired growth, infertility, abortion, even mortality. The lumpy pro vaccine emerged as significant stride towards combating the adverse impact of lumpy skin disease on livestock. Means this vaccination is a drive to prevent lumpy skin disease, which is a good initiation by government side. Sandalwood spike disease, this is a kind of phytoplasma infection, that is a bacterial parasite transmitted through insect vectors. First recorded instance of the disease in Kodagu in 1899. This affects majorly sandalwood plant, reduces its production. That leads to drying, yellowing of the leaves, and lack of new leaf growth. Tree eventually dies within 4 years. No current cure exists for this disease. Infected trees must be cut down to limit the disease spread. Concerns and impact: annual loss of 1 to 5%. Without effective measures, disease could potentially eradicate the entire natural sandalwood population. Necessary interventions are research recommendations by the central government. Next is National Milk Day. This is a tribute to Varghese Kurian, who is also called as father of white revolution in India. Importance of this occasion is, as per Economic Survey 21-22, India stands at the forefront of global milk production, contributing 23% of the total output. Dairy stands as the largest agriculture commodity, contributing 5% to the national economy and direct employing about 8 crore farmers. Dr. Varghese Kurian contributed to develop Amul brand. His visionary efforts propelled India to surpass the United States in becoming world's leading milk producer in 1998. Dr. Kurian garnered several esteemed awards, including the Krishi Ratna, Roman Magsaysay Award, World Food Prize. He was also honored with India's highest civilian award like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan. He created Operation Flood and Empowerment. Initiated in 1970, Operation Flood has been instrumental in empowering dairy farmers to take charges of their development and resources. Operation Flood's objective encompasses a surge in milk production, elevated rural income, and ensured reasonable consumer prices. Next scheme is Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. This is for boosting agriculture innovation and entrepreneurship. The dynamic component, the Innovation and Agri Entrepreneurship Development Program, has been initiated within RKVY, that is agripreneurship. Objective is promoting agribusiness entrepreneurship, then granting states autonomy and flexibility to formulate plans in alignment of their specific local requirements, evaluating farmers' income by boosting productivity and endorsing production models connected to value chain augmentation, reducing farmers' risk by incentivizing income generation through initiatives like mushroom cultivation, integrated farming, and floriculture. Equipping the youth or young people with skill development, innovation, agribusiness models to empower the next generation. RKVY Raftar program, that is Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, remunerative approaches for agriculture and allied sector rejuvenation, nothing but Raftar, retains its status as a centrally sponsored schemes with a funding contribution ratio of 60-40, that is center 60% and 40 by state, and in hilly states it is 90 and 10. Union territories receive 100% grants by the central share. Next is river ranching program. Nationwide river ranching program, that is for boosting production through innovative aquaculture. Uttar Pradesh initiated the nationwide river ranching program with participation from four other states like Odisha, Uttarakhand, Tripura, and Chhattisgarh. Three sites in Uttar Pradesh are Bijghat, Tagri, Meerut, stocked 3 lakh fingerlings as part of the program. That means they released the fingerlings in rivers or water bodies. Understanding this concept, river ranching involves captive and rearing of fish species like salmon in their early life stages. After release, these fishes return as adults from the sea to their freshwater birthplaces for spawning and eventual harvest. This covers under Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana to amplify fish production and productivity by effectively using land and water resources. National Fisheries Development Board Hyderabad holds responsibility as the nodal agency for the central component of PMMSY scheme. Some points about Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. This scheme is designed to facilitate and ensure sustainable development of fisheries sector. Allocation of 20,000 crore rupees has been authorized for its execution over the span of 5 years from financial year 2020 to 2025 across all the states and UTs. This allocation is part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat package. The initiative concentrates on activities that directly benefits beneficiaries within marine, inland fisheries and aquaculture domains. It aims to adopt a strategy based on cluster or area approach. Goals: to augment fish production by an additional 7 million tons by 2025, to escalate earnings from fisheries exports to the tune of 1 lakh crore rupees by 2024-25, to double the income of both fishers and fish farmers, to decrease post harvest losses from the current range of 20 to 25% to approximately 10%, to generate extra 5.5 million opportunities as employment. Aims and targets to achieve additional fish production of 70 lakh tons and doubling the income of fisheries and fishermen, reducing post harvest losses, and generate around 55 lakh direct and indirect employment opportunities. Next scheme is Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Unnat Krishi Shiksha Yojana. This was launched in 2016. Scheme is dedicated to nurturing proficient individual skilled in organic farming, natural agriculture, and cow centric economy, contributing to environmental sustenance and soil health. Execution of the scheme is entrusted to the Education Division of the Indian Council of Agriculture Research or ICAR. The objectives is cultivating skills in individuals at village level capable of driving the development of organic farming and sustainable agriculture, providing technical guidance and support to rural areas in the domain of organic farming, natural farming, rural economy, and sustainable agriculture. How farmers are selected in this scheme? Farmers' interest and engagement in organic farming, natural farming, and cow based economy are assessed prior to their selection. Preference is given to farmers currently engaged in this sector, ensuring balanced representations. Farmers from all communities are given fair consideration. Selection processes strictly avoid any form of gender discrimination. Next is fishbone channel plantation method. This method is to promote the mangroves. As you know, mangroves are grown basically in the marshy areas. The technique of employing fishbone shaped channel known as the fishbone channel plantation method has been applied to rejuvenate mangrove ecosystem within the Krishna Wildlife Sanctuary in Andhra Pradesh. In this method, water originating from creeks is redirected to openings amidst the mangrove areas using channels designed in the shape of fish bones. You can see in the picture, this is the design of fish bone like channels. You can find this. This strategic arrangement ensures the previously saline and unproductive land is transformed into fertile terrains capable of sustaining newly planted mangrove species. That means artificially these species are planted in this area. The specific structure of these channels guarantees an even distribution of water to every corner of the designated area. Benefit is innovative approach serve the purpose of stimulating natural tidal inundation in regions that don't typically experience regular tidal flows. Through controlled flooding of desiccated wetlands situated near the intertidal zones, it becomes feasible to reintroduce and cultivate new mangrove forests. That means it will increase the mangrove area in the coastal zone. Next is green manuring. Using the fresh leaves and small branches from trees, bushes, and plants gathered from different places is called green leaf manuring. Mainly, the leaves from trees in the forest are used for green leaf manure. Plants that grow in places like unused lands and the edges of fields are also used for this purpose. Some important plants helpful in green leaf manuring are neem, mahua, wild indigo, Gliricidia karanchi, that is Pongemia glabra, Calotropis, Avice or Sesbidia grandifloria, then Subabul and other small bushes. Benefits of green leaf manuring is make soil better by improving its structure, holds more water and prevents soil erosion, stops weed, that means it helps in weed control, then also helps to fix the soil that's too alkaline, control tiny worms in the soil called root knot nematodes. Next is National Export Cooperative Society. The Union Cabinet has given its approval for the establishment of National Export Cooperative Society. This operates under the regulation outlines of Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act 2002. Notable cooperative organizations like Indian Farmer Fertilizer Cooperative Limited or IFCO, Krishak Bharati Cooperative Limited or KRIBCO, then National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation of India or NAFED, then Gujarat Milk Marketing Federation, that is GCMMF, then commonly known as AMUL, and the National Cooperative Development Corporation or NCDC will play the role of initiators for the society. It's important to note that this society is distinct from the Export Promotion Council under the Ministry of Commerce, which mainly serves as a facilitator and offers insight into potential markets for specific products. Primary function of this new society will be to offer comprehensive assistance to cooperatives. This include tasks like establishing foreign bank accounts and managing all necessary procedures and approvals required for exporting products. Coronavia Joint Work on Agriculture KJWA. India has taken stand against KJWA, a measure aimed at decreasing greenhouse gas emission from agriculture activities. India's opposition is based on the argument that emissions from the agriculture sector are not considered luxury emissions but rather essential for the survival of improvised communities. KJW is a significant initiative introduced within the framework of UNFCCC with the purpose of curbing the greenhouse gas emissions originating from agriculture practices. Despite India having relatively low per capita carbon emissions, it ranks as the third largest global contributing to carbon emissions overall. Approximately 7% of worldwide greenhouse gas emissions are attributed to the agriculture sector. Now, you just keep in the comment section what can be the measures taken to curb the greenhouse gas emissions. Next is glyphosate. Government has limited the use of herbicide glyphosate to authorized pest control operators to move that has drawn criticism from industry associations. Glyphosate is a potential herbicide, doesn't discriminate and can harm all kinds of plants. It also applied to manage plant growth and aid in maturation of specific crops. It has been prohibited in 28 nations including Australia, Canada, Brazil, etc. The usage in India is extremely employed in plantation crops. It is also utilized to control unwanted plants activities like afforestation and in areas near water channels and railway tracks. In some cases, it's combined with Bt cotton, which result in high usage, particularly in the Deccan regions. Next is PACs or Primary Agriculture Credit Societies. These are cooperative credit societies at village level forming last part of a three-tier credit structure. At the highest level of the state, cooperative banks at the state level. Below them are the district central cooperative banks or DCCBs at the district level, which collaborate with PACs operating at the village level. PACs are in direct contact with farmers. It motivates farmers to save, takes their deposits, offer loans to eligible borrowers, and manages repayments. As cooperative organization, individual farmers are members of PACs and their leaders are elected from within the group. Single village can have multiple PACs. Currently, there are around 65,000 active PACs throughout the country. PACs mainly engage in short-term lending, specifically for things like crop loans. Since farmers need quick access to funds at the beginning of their farming activities, PACs are capable of providing credit with minimal paperwork and in a short time. Chairperson of PACs play a role in electing the leaders of DCCBs or district level banks. Additionally, PACs are involved in various activities like selling gas and petrol and handling the storage and marketing of dairy and farm products, all with the goal of reducing poverty and empowering women. Fodder centric FPOs. FPOs are farmer producer organizations. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has decided to support farmer producer organizations with a primary focus on fodder related activities. FPOs will also engage in animal husbandry as the secondary activity following fodder plus model. This initiative will fall under the large program aiming establishing and promoting 10,000 farmer producer organizations, and it will be carried out by National Dairy Development Board or NDDB. In 2022-23, NDDB will be responsible for creating 100 FPOs. That means it already created. In the recent past, the wholesale price index linked inflation rate for fodder surged to a 9-year peak of 25.5%. Jal Jeevan Mission is the next scheme. According to the state's Water Resource and Water Supply Minister, Government of Gujarat has successfully accomplished 100% coverage under Jal Jeevan Mission. That means in Gujarat state it is most successful. The scheme was launched in 2019, aims to provide 55 liters of water per person per day to each rural household through functional household tap connections by the year 2024. Implementation falls under the jurisdiction of Jal Shakti Ministry. Its objective encompasses ensuring operational efficiency of existing water supply systems and connections, monitoring and testing water quality, promoting sustainable agriculture practices. Next is convergent portal of government's three flagship schemes. These include Agriculture Infrastructure Fund or AIF, Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises, that is PMFME scheme, and Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana or PMKSY. Benefits of merging these three: this portal streamlines the process of beneficiaries of these schemes to access facilities with ease. Additionally, beneficiaries will receive extra advantage of a 3% interest subvention. AIF, initiated by Agriculture Ministry in 2020, focused on establishing infrastructure for post-harvest management supported by credit guarantee and 3% interest subvention. PMFME, that is launched in 2020 as part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan and executed by Food Processing Ministry, aims to boost the competitiveness of small-scale food processing businesses. PMKSY is centrally sponsored scheme under the Food Processing Ministry geared towards creating contemporary infrastructure spanning from the farm gate to retail outlets. Next is Parvaz Market Linkage Scheme. Government of Jammu and Kashmir has introduced this linkage scheme. Initiative of market linkage holds significant promise to enhance the economic status of farmers throughout the region. Through this program, the government will extend a 25% subsidy on freight expenses, especially to facilitate the transportation of perishable fruits via air cargo. Farmers will receive this subsidy through the direct benefit transfer or DBT mechanism. Next is electronic negotiable warehouse receipts or ENWRs. In 2011, the negotiable warehouse receipts system was introduced, allowing the ownership of the stored commodity within a warehouse to be transferred without the need of physical delivery. These receipts are issued in a form that can be negotiated, qualifying them as acceptable collateral. This capability was established by facilitating the financing of warehouse receipts through the Warehouse Development and Regulation Act 2007. Government has now introduced negotiable warehousing receipts in an electronic format, and that is nothing but ENWRs. Key features are only available in digital form. Sole source of this information is the repository system where registered warehouses issue them. The repository system ensures confidentiality, integrity, and availability of this data. This have specified validity period. All ENWRs can be traded through off-market or on-market platforms on commodity exchange. Advantages of this: mitigates the risk of forgery, loss, tampering, or mutilation associated with physical NWRs, prevents multiple instances of financing using same NWR, reduces monitoring expenses, enables market participants to securely view and manage their warehouse receipts through an online portal. It facilitates easy access to finance by allowing multiple transfers without the need for physical movement of goods, then allow for the division of NWRs for partial sales, pledges, or withdrawals. Next is MSP or minimum support price. This represents the rate at which the government procures agricultural produce from farmers. That is at least 1.5 times the production cost incurred by farmers, and that is done by calculating their at least 1.5 times production cost. It's important to note that MSP is a policy decision, not a legally enforceable measure. Rather, it serves as a form of government initiation in the market, aiming to shield agricultural producers from steep declines in crop prices during years of abundant outputs. The objective, it guarantees certain prices for farmers' produce, preventing them from distress sell at low rates. Facilitating the acquisition of food grains for public distribution, MSP is not fixed and can vary based on the government's assessment of fair compensation to farmers. This approach helps to incentivize or discourage the cultivation of specific crops. Coming to the factors for determining the MSP, cost of the production, then changes in input price, trends in market price, demand and supply situation, effect on general price level, international markets and terms of trade, effect on cost of living, effect on individual cost structure, intercrop price parity, input output price parity. All these are the factors for determining the MSP, or the rate of or the procurement price of a particular commodity. Decentralizing minimal support price. This system began in 1997, wherein states play a pivotal role in the supply chain. Food Corporation of India is not the sole entity responsible for procurement. State cooperative agencies and other state level distribution entities also contribute for this. Pricing mechanism. The announcement of MSP is made by the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, chaired by Prime Minister. Announcements are based on the recommendations from the Commission for Agriculture Costs and Prices, or CACP, which operates as an attached office of Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. The caps factors in various considerations including supply and demand dynamics, production cost, market trend, and minimal margin of 50% over the production cost. Additionally, the potential effects of MSP on consumers are taken into account. CACP calculates three cost components for each mandated crop across different states as per the recommendations of Swaminathan committee. That is A2, that is actual paid out cost incurred by farmers, means how much farmer spent on that particular crop production. Then A2 plus FL, that is actual paid out cost plus the value of family labor. And then C2, that includes A2 plus FL along with the rental value of owned land. Means here three factors. First one is actual paid out costs, then paid cost plus family labor, then these two plus land rent. However, CACP primarily recommends MSPs based on A2 plus FL calculation. There's been a demand from farmers for MSP based on C2 along with the legal guarantees. Crops covered are 14 kharif crops, 6 rabi crops, and 2 commercial crops. Additionally, fair and remunerative price is set for sugarcane. Next is public distribution system. This was headed by Food Corporation of India, established in 1965, along with the National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation, that is NAFED, handles the storage and distribution of grains procured from farmers under the PDS. This operates under the shared responsibility both of central and state government. This handles procurement, storage, transportation, and bulk distribution of subsidized food grains. State governments are responsible for distributing the food grains to consumers, including targeted groups, through a network of fair price shops, or FPS. Buffer stocks plays a vital role in managing the short-term effects of supply or production deficits. The concept of stock was initially introduced during fourth five-year plan, that by visioning buffer stock of 5 million tons of food grains. Buffer stock figures are periodically reviewed, usually even 5 years. Every 5 years it is reviewed to adapt the changing circumstances. Next is National Bamboo Mission. This is a centrally sponsored scheme launched during 2018-19. This mainly focuses on development of the complete value chain for bamboo sector to link growers with consumers, starting from planting material plantation, creating facilities for collection, aggregation, processing, marketing, micro, small and medium enterprises, skilled manpower and brand building initiative in a cluster approach mode. Objectives is to increase the area under bamboo plantation in non-forest government and private lands, connecting farmers to markets so as to enable farmer producers to get a ready market for the bamboo ground, to upgrade skills of traditional bamboo craftsmen. Significance is bamboo industry is witnessing phase change by the operating multiple avenues of resource utilization. Bamboo is a versatile group of plants which is capable of providing ecological, economic and livelihood security. This is also called as means bamboo is also called as green steel, that means a strong wood. Apart from using in construction sector as design and structural element, the potential of bamboo is multifaceted. Eco-friendly mountable granules from bamboo can replace the use of plastic. Bamboo is a reliable source for the ethanol and bioenergy production. This is also used in cutleries, lifestyle products, home decors, handicrafts, cosmetics, also in growth path. Status of bamboo production in India. Highest area is about 13.96 million hectare under bamboo and is the second richest country after China in terms of bamboo diversity with 136 species, that is 125 indigenous and 11 exotic species. Initiatives to promote bamboo. First one is bamboo clusters. Union Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has virtually inaugurated 22 bamboo clusters in 9 states like Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Assam, Nagaland, Tripura, Uttarakhand and Karnataka. MSP hike. Recently, central government has revised the MSP for minor forest products. MFP includes all non-timber forest produce of plants origin and includes bamboo, cane, fodder, leaves, waxes, resins and many forms of food including nuts, wild fruits, lac, tussar, etc. Removal of bamboo from tree category. Indian Forest Act 1927 was amended in 2017 to remove bamboo from this category of trees. As a result, anyone can undertake cultivation and business in bamboo and its products without the need of felling and transit permissions. Farmer producers organizations like about 10,000 new FPOs were formed in 5 years. These engage in providing range of assistance to farmers like imparting better farm practices, collectivization of input purchases, transportation linkage with market and better price realization as they do away with the intermediaries. Asian Palm Oil Alliance. Here, alliance includes India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Nepal. This convened its inaugural general body meeting on the fringe of Global Summit held in Agra, India. Objectives is to safeguard economic and commercial interests of countries that are significant consumers of oil palm. Alliance is dedicated to elevating the consumption of palm oil within its member nations. Central to APOA's mission is to endeavor to reposition or repositing palm oil's image from negative perspective and to advocate its recognition as a premium, cost effective and healthful vegetable oil. It can also be used in biofuels, The global production of palm oil is predominantly driven by Indonesia and Malaysia, jointly contributing nearly 90% of the total output, with Indonesia leading with the output of over 45 million tons in 2021. Within this, 15% of the global imports, trailed by China 9%, Pakistan 4%, and Bangladesh 2%. This collaboration between the five nations aims to collectively advocate for the palm oil industry's interests, reshape perceptions, and amplify the prominence of palm oil within their regions. Next is soil carbon sequestration. This means increasing the carbon content in the soil. The optimum combination of fertilizer, biochar, and irrigation could potentially elevate soil carbon content up to 300%, offering a promising avenue to counter climate change. This boosts soil carbon value by 130 to 300%. Implementing fertilizer optimally has resulted in both enhanced carbon level and increased output, registering gains of up to 30%. It contributes in reducing greenhouse gas and simultaneously enhance soil quality. Need of this study carries particular relevance due to substantial carbon footprint of food system, which accounts for almost third of total greenhouse gas emissions. Level of soil carbon hold immense importance for crop yields and climate adaptation to mitigating the efforts. However, intensive agriculture practices and indiscriminate use of chemicals have contributed to increased carbon emissions, impeding these crucial aspects. Next is Agriculture Market Infrastructure System, or AMIS, is interagency platform to enhance food market transparency and policy response for food security. Initiated in 2011 by G20 agriculture ministers in response to the worldwide surges in food prices during 2007 and 8 and 2010. This initiative unites the major agriculture commodity trading nations, and this help in aiming global availability of food, and it helps in measuring and balancing market instability. Next is nutrient based subsidy scheme. Operationalized in 2010, this scheme entails companies setting prices for fertilizers, that is decontrolled. However, government allocates a predetermined annual subsidy for each grade of subsidized phosphatic and potassic fertilizer, excluding urea. This subsidy is calculated based on nutrient content to maintain prices at a reasonable level. Urea pricing policy. The cost of production of urea being reliant on natural gas based feedstock leads to Government of India mandating maximum retail price, or MRP, for urea. Subsidies for urea are provided to fertilizer manufacturers by government based on production cost, necessitating sales at the to set the MSP or MRP. Sorry, it is MRP. Mechanisms of subsidy payment by DBT or by POS, that is point of sale device, or a Urvarak portal to receive the DBT. Next is fair and remunerative price. This is just like MSP. Different crops are covered under MSP, but FRP is exclusively for sugarcane. This is a value determined by government, which is legally obligated for mills to compensate farmers for sugarcane they supply. In cases of delayed payment, interest of up to 15% annually may be imposed to the factories. The Sugar Commissioner is authorized to recover unpaid FRP through revenue retrieval by attaching mill properties. Here, the Commission for Agriculture Costs and Prices and announced by the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs play crucial role, and this was taken by Rangarajan Committee's decision and analysis. Numerous factors contributing for determining FRP include cost of sugarcane production, alternate crop returns, prevailing agriculture commodity prices, availability of sugar to consumers at reasonable rate, selling prices and of sugar derived from sugarcane, sugar recovery from the crop, avenues from byproducts like molasses and bagasse, and need to ensure reasonable margins for sugarcane growers considering both risks and profits. The next scheme is Krishi Decision Support System. Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare is in conjugation with the Department of Space entered into a Memorandum of Understanding or MOU aimed to establish the Krishi Decision Support System or Krishi DSS. This novel system capitalizes on geospatial techniques and correlated databases with the primary objective of amplifying the evidence based decision making capabilities of stakeholders within agriculture domain. Here this decision support system is dynamic software based tool that facilitates decision makers in extracting pertinent information from the amalgamation of raw data, documents, and personal expertise. Its purpose is to recognize and address challenges while facilitating the formulation of optimized solutions. Key features like it is crafted in alignment with Gati Shakti initiatives, utilizing the assets of Department of Space like RESAT 1A, now referred to EVOS, and the visualization of Earth observation data and archival system. This is one of the great initiative by Government of India, and we here will stop the part 2 of our current affair agriculture current affair discussion. If you have any doubt, any suggestions, keep it in the comment section. Like my initiative so that I can bring more nice videos for you people. Thank you.